Previously on Sisters in Stars Hollow.
What are you doing here?
I don't know why he's even entertaining your presence at all.
Larger than life.
I have a warm muffin for you.
You two-timing bastard.
I've now followed you into the private storeroom.
Pretty damn scary, huh?
There's a lot of good stuff.
A lot of good. What?
A lot of good?
A lot of good. Not really.
We did a lot of good last time.
Oh, man. So, I think I'm developing allergies.
What?
Yeah.
To what?
Just like seasonal allergies.
Oh.
Because remember a few months ago, I was telling you I had that underwater feeling in my ears, and there was that whole thing that went on with that. That happened again to me this week. And I'm like, what the heck? And the only thing I can think of why is because it was like really warm. It went from really cold to being really warm.
Yeah.
And then that happened. And when that happened last time, it was like in the fall time. So it was kind of a changing of the seasons, like the air pressures and stuff. And so I'm like, what the heck? I think I developed allergies.
I mean, is that an allergy or is that just you are sensitive to pressure changes?
Either way, I've now developed that. I have to take Flonase.
Why does that matter? Why does that distinction matter, Alex? I don't know. I like to put the right terminology on things.
I know. You have the scientific brain over there. I learned this last time. I have to take Flonase.
Oh, and it makes it go away?
Over a couple days. I mean, Flonase, the way it works, which again, I don't know the scientific things, but my friend who has had allergies her whole life was like, I hate that I know this, but I know this. She's like, whatever. It's like a steroid thingy. It takes like a couple weeks for it to really work. So now I'm like using it like this whole week and stuff.
And do you feel better?
Yeah, it's gone away. But it was a couple days of like this low humming in my ear. Like, like it sounded like, yes, it was like an underwater feeling. And then as it fades, everything at a certain like decibel, I'll say, like there sounds like the slightest little echo, but at like a lower decibel, like it almost sounds like an otherworldly being like repeating it. Does that make sense? But at the slightest little echo, like it's not like a delayed echo. It's just like underneath what I'm saying.
This is so weird.
Exactly. That was my life for the past couple of days. I'm like, oh,
I don't know how to respond to that.
And the other reason why I'm developing allergies, is because, do you remember a couple months ago when you and I were puzzling, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God,
you had pink eye,
and I had pink eye,
air
quotation marks,
air quotes.
Yeah, I don't think that was pink eye because no one else in our family, no one else got it, and that's very. It
was like out of nowhere. All of a sudden, you had your eye was all red, and I was like, what did where did this even come from? Like, what the heck?
And it went away by using like these really intense drops. I believe that day, were we not at your in-laws' house? We had that Christmas party.
Was that the same day?
I think it was.
Okay.
And so I'm like, did I have an allergic reaction to like the dogs?
Well, you're not allergic to my dog, are you?
I don't think so, but it was different dogs. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of was like, oh, I'm having like...
Well, because wasn't my sister-in-law's dog there too?
Yes.
Which that's a whole different breed with different, like some people are allergic to that kind of dog versus like a golden retriever.
Yes.
So that actually could be.
That's the only thing I could think of because it wasn't actually pink eye. I don't think that I got. So
that's so weird.
So I think I've developed allergies. Yay. Happy 30. I'm not 30 yet, but I will be in a couple months.
I'm turning 30.
Oh, yeah.
I'm turning 30. It's such a good song.
I need to listen to that.
Yes,
on my birthday.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Every year I turn another year older. That's how that works. But every year it's like I like develop another ailment.
I know.
I'm
this. Sorry that I'm laughing.
I develop another ailment.
Julia just gets these ailments that are usually like older people have.
Yes, that like elderly people have. It's nothing that like is dire.
Yeah, nothing like dire or like life-threatening.
It's nothing like that. It's just now another thing that you have to manage.
Like vertigo.
I have vertigo. I get vertigo spells. I have lymphedema. It's just like a genetic thing that I inherited. So I swell up. It's like, okay.
It's like, what? Like, why? What else do you have?
What else do I have?
Fatigue.
Just general fatigue, lactose intolerance.
Yeah.
General back pain. I can't stand for very long. I've suffered with that for a while, which I think I like to blame it on the car crash I had a few years ago. But I don't know.
We don't know.
Who knows? And now allergies. That's enough.
That's enough things, yeah. I mean, having allergies is a very normal thing for all ages, I will say.
It is, but I've never had them.
Yeah. Like, why did you have it now?
Them.
It's probably because you were pregnant and then had a baby.
That's changed a lot of things,
because it changes your body.
It does.
And it's annoying.
My body's all different now. I'm just like, ugh. But some things are the same. Some things are different. It's just like, okay.
Well, I'm sorry that you have allergies.
Anyway, it's okay. I'll survive.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm turning 35 this year, and I have high cholesterol.
Oh, God.
Right? It is what it is. We're all getting older.
You can't stop the cruel fate of time.
I wish the listeners could see when I do that thing where I'm like shaking the cups.
Right? holding the cups with both of our hands and like shaking.
And it's like shaking.
Well, I laugh because like I always, with one of my friends in high school, we joke about being in the grandma club because like even in high school we would have like ailments and be like, God, we shouldn't be having these issues. We're like 16. Yeah.
It's just funny. You gotta laugh.
You have to. You have to laugh. Anyway, wow. We're at the penultimate episode here.
We made it almost. We almost made it.
We almost made it. We're going to make it to the end of season 1. This is crazy. I'm excited to talk about this episode. We don't really have any fancy coffees or shout outs this week.
Yeah, not really. Today we're drinking Stoke Mellow Yellow again. It's good.
It's classic.
It's
good.
just classic. It's nice.
Makes you happy. All right. Well, I'm excited to talk about this episode.
Me too.
So let's get into it. I'm Julia.
I'm Alex.
And this is Sisters in Stars Hollow, Season 1, Episode 20, P.S. I know. So the episode opens up at Luke's. Rory and Lorelai are sitting there having breakfast, and Lorelai's just telling a story to Rory about something with a magician and
yeah, it was a weird story.
I don't know, some random story. It's not really catching Rory's attention. You see Rory, she's just kind of like, okay, good story. Lorelai says, you look tired. And Rory says, look, I just haven't been sleeping well lately. I've got a lot on my mind. So Lorelai says, okay, well, you've got to wake up, and says, want to play?
Yeah, and then they start playing this weird-ass game. I'm like, what the heck?
Rory goes, 1, 2, 3. Or Lorelai says, I'll go first. And they go, and 1.
How often do they play this game?
Apparently pretty often. She knew exactly what it was when she said, you want to play. So apparently they're playing this a lot. And they look out the window, and we see an old man walking by. Lorelai says, pass. And then they go, and 2. And they see a second younger person on a skateboard riding by. And Lorelai says, pass, because she's not Mary Kate Letourneau. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. I was like, should I look this up? I don't think I need to. The joke is that they were with a younger person.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. But at that time, Luke walks over and is seeing them look out the window and is just like, what are you guys looking for? Lorelai says, oh, for my new husband. Rory says she's already passed up 2 perfectly good prospects, but they have a good feeling about number 3. And Luke says, do I even want to know what you guys are doing? No, Luke.
No, he doesn't.
Walk away.
But
Rory says, oh, hey, Luke came to the table. Does that make him number 3? Luke is like, no, I'm not
playing this game.
I'm not part
of
whatever
what this is. I'm not playing.
Lorelai says, you don't even know what we're doing. And he says the safest answer with anything involving you 2 is no. But then they explain, we're playing 1, 2, 3, he's yours. And so they explain how this game works. You can take the first guy that walks by, or if you pass, assuming there's somebody else better out there. But if you don't take the second guy, you're stuck with the third guy. So they're like, okay, it's number 3's coming up. So all 3 of them are looking out the window for number 3. And Luke goes, wait, why am I looking?
Because it's fun.
Who is guy number 3? It's Kirk. And Lorelai's like, no, not Kirk. And Kirk walks into the diner, and Luke walks over to him and says, congratulations. Luke, if you're not playing, why did you do that?
Yeah.
Leave Kirk alone.
Also, this whole thing is like so
This
rude.
was rude to Kirk. I have a sad face in my notes.
Yeah.
A little sad face emoji.
It was rude. And then they just start like laughing at him and stuff.
They're laughing at him, and he's like, what? Why are you laughing at me? Did somebody put a kick me sign on my back again? It wasn't funny last week, and it's not funny now. I have asthma. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, like
that's
not
cool.
That
to him?
Like, are they trying to make him somebody who people don't like, so then it's like okay to play jokes on him, kind of?
Maybe.
But no.
As time goes on, he becomes more like an endearing character. People aren't as, like, he's doing crazy things, but like, from what I remember now, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope that's the case. It's not always so like this, where people are just making fun of him constantly and like beating him down. I don't remember that.
Well, I thought this was mean.
This was mean. I agree.
Further,
I was like, what?
It's kind of weird to play this game in a spot where like people that you know are just going to walk by the window.
Also true.
This like,
don't you like know everyone in town?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you know everybody, so it's just like weird, like to do this. It's like if you're in a new location and you're people watching and you just want to like do something like that, like okay, I guess I could understand that more. When it's like you literally have no idea who might come by,
right?
But when it's like the people in the town that you know all of them, it's just weird.
It's a little strange. It is. And what happens? It's Rory's turn now, and they go to play, and they go and 1. But who's walking by? It's Dean. And then sad music starts to play.
Yeah, and then it's the sad music that I now recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can remember it.
Okay.
It goes something like dun, 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 dun.
No. I don't think that was it.
Epic failure.
I don't think that was it.
It has something like duh, 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 duh.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Kind of at the end of it.
Okay,
does. I'm gonna stop trying. Anyway,
we'll
I actually recognize the music. I'm like, it's the sad music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was Dean. He walks by and he like turns back around. Not the diner.
He has this weird like windswept like it's like it was the wind is blowing and he's like
he's walking and he happens to like it's like he stops like right in front of the diner window and like turns back, not to look at the diner, but like behind him, like from where he was walking, like somebody call my name. Did I hear a thought through the wind that somebody was thinking about me? Like that's like a turn.
What it is.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Like, oh, it's
nothing. And then he keeps walking.
He keeps walking. Yeah, it's kind of like I thought I heard something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, never
like
mind. Just keeps going. But Rory is sad. We fade to the intro song.
When you're out on the road.
Okay. We're gonna have a little part of my plan for the recap is I'm gonna test you on that.
On the song?
Yeah.
Oh man, I should have been preparing more.
I'll
study.
You still have one more, so yeah.
I'll be ready.
Okay.
I'll be ready for that.
So we fade to the intro and fade out, and we fade to the inn. Lorelai is working. The phone rings and Michelle answers. And who's on the other line? It is Max Medina.
Mr. Medina. Yay.
He's asking to speak to Lorelai. Michelle is just annoyed by this, chucks the phone at her. Lorelai answers the phone and she says, "Oh, I thought we had a chat date tonight." Implying that they've been doing this for a little bit now. It's not the first time. And Max says, "Yes, but I've been thinking about something and I wanted to run it by you." Then Lorelai is like, telling Max
weird
to make gorilla sounds.
Can she like not be weird sometimes?
Like, I was like, what?
Which I'll get to this later, but actually Rory calls her out on it in this episode. I'm like, yeah.
She does.
Like I feel like that too.
I was like, yeah.
Like, can you just say a normal sentence? We'll get to that.
Yeah. What? You want him to make a gorilla sound? It just was like, can you just, I don't know why he was even entertaining all that, but anyway, Max says they've been having these successful phone calls for a couple of weeks now, and he thinks that it's time. He wants to have an actual date in person, and Lorelai agrees, so they set a date at the same restaurant and table. Okay. So there you go. They've been talking, things are moving.
Yeah, and they actually are going to have a date now, but the last time they had just only agreed to have phone conversations.
Yes.
So that is a development.
Yes. We flash to Rory. She is reading a book outside of Dosie's Market. Lane comes over and throws a bag of salt and vinegar chips at her, and Lane bought her gum and soda and the New Yorker and dental floss. Seems that Lane is doing the shopping for Rory so that she won't have to go into Dosie's and run into Dean. But apparently Dean wasn't even there that day.
Things I wrote down about this scene include, why did Lane throw chips at Rory? And also, as they're getting up to leave, Rory claims, "I wasn't avoiding the market." So why was Lane shopping for you then? They both went there, and then Rory was like, "Hey, you go in and buy me these things I need. I'm going to sit and read a book." And that was just accepted.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Because Rory goes like, "Oh, I wasn't wondering like if he was in there." And Lane goes, "Well, I thought I should mention it for future. He's not in the store on Wednesdays. You can add it to that little list you've been hiding from me where you mark down where Dean is at all times so you don't run into him." Yeah. This is some sort of reverse stalking. It's like...
Yes!
She's like stalking where he is so she doesn't have to see him. It's like weird. But yeah, why did Lane throw a bag of chips at her? Yeah, because she was annoyed. She was like, "Okay, you're making me go shopping for you? Okay." They're walking and talking, and Lane asks what Rory's doing that night. Rory has homework, and Lane says she's meeting her science partner. Do you think she was hoping Rory would ask who her science partner is? Or was she just like, oh, I'm just meeting my science partner, trying to be vague? So they're just kind of talking about their night. And she says, okay, sounds good. I'll call you later. And they leave it at that. And Rory confirms that Dean was not in the market that day. And she writes it down on a little list. We flash to Lorelai walking through Stars Hollow. She has a large bouquet of these like pink lilies. It's like, what?
Why?
Where are
I
you going?
I didn't really question it, but now that you've brought it up, yeah, what are those for? They're just
I don't
for
know.
her. She bought them for herself, probably.
I guess. But as she's walking, she runs into Luke, and he's coming out of a store called the Cat Club, spelled C-H-A-T, Cat Club.
Cat Club.
Cat Club. And Lorelai is like, oh, hey, you doing some shopping? And he's like, oh, yeah, I just had to pick some things up. She goes, at the Cat Club? You had a couple things to pick up at the Cat Club? Goes, I did, okay? She goes, okay, I just never took you for a cat person or a 97-year-old woman. It is like following him and pushing to see like what he bought. He eventually just gives up and gives her the bag. She pulls out these cat-shaped pot holders and they meow when you press a button. And she's like, okay, wow, cat-shaped pot holders, little kitty cats, wow. And he's like, it's a present. She goes, for someone you hate? Who are these for? We find out it's Rachel's birthday. But he doesn't want Lorelai to say anything because Rachel hates birthdays. And Lorelai says, well, okay, but she's going to hate these pot holders too.
I was laughing so hard at this. Like, yeah. This scene might have been the hardest I've laughed.
Really?
Like, in this whole season. So, like, I don't know why, but I was laughing so hard at the bottles. They had a button on them.
Out.
She's like, who is this for?
Oh,
it's for Rachel.
It's for Rachel. What? Luke is just like, oh, God. Look, I don't know how to buy gifts. I don't like to buy gifts. I don't like getting gifts. And just goes on this rant about how he hates gift giving. And Lorelai suggests that he goes to the mall. But then he goes on another rant about malls and why he hates malls and just going on and on and on. And she just goes, look, let me just shop for you. I'll pick out a bunch of stuff. You can pick what you like, and what you don't, I can just return. She says this is the first special occasion that you and Rachel are sharing, and, you know, you should get her something nice. So let me help you. Eventually he agrees. And he goes, but nothing too out there, okay? She's not into all that trendy stuff. She likes simple, clean nature, okay? Elephants and candles. Actually, if you can find a candle shaped like an elephant, that would be great. Lorelai's like, okay, let me leave the shopping to me. I got it. And off they go. We flash to Kim's Antiques. Who enters the house? It's Dean. Dun, 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 dun. Dean is Lane's study partner.
Oh my God.
He enters and he's calling out for Lane. And Mrs. Kim is like behind like a room partition and like slams it. It's just like, hey. And he's like, oh my God. Might be a spooky moment.
Oh yeah, maybe.
She comes out and she's like, who are you? Why you call Lane? How you know Lane? You date her? And he's like, what? No. She's like, you tried to? No? Then why are you here? Empty your pockets. And Dina's like, okay, I'm going to go. But then Lane runs downstairs. And Mrs. Kim just continues being like, who is this? Why do you know him? Blah, blah. It's just going on. And so Lane explains who it is. They're science partners and they're working on a project. She's like, oh, a project for school.
Her face doing this.
Like squinty eyes. Like, really? A project, huh? Mm-hmm. For school, sure. Lane's like, it's a science project. And Mrs. Kim goes, reproduction? What the heck?
The hell?
No, spores, molds, and fungus. But Mrs. Kim walks them over to the kitchen and is very firmly like, you sit here, and you will not move from these seats. Understand? Dean's like, yeah, I understand. And she goes to walk away and turns back and just goes, I see all. Oh my God.
Pretty spooky, I guess.
That's pretty spooky.
Especially your dramatic reenactment of it. I'm like, yeah, that was creepy. It was
kind of creepy.
Yeah. Also, Lane didn't prep her mom that Dean was coming over, it seems, which she probably should have.
Yeah.
To
why
avoid
didn't
this,
she say that?
Which was a very predictable outcome if she didn't tell her mom at the time that a boy was coming over to work on a science project.
She still probably would have had a similar reaction.
Yeah.
But like,
at least she would have known, like, yeah, like why he was there.
I was still laughing though when he enters because like if you stop and look, like she's waiting for her cue, right, to like come out and slam the thing. So you see that happen. It'd be funny to think like she sees him approaching, or like goes and hides to like scare him on purpose.
Instead of just like going to the door or something.
Yeah. So they're sitting at the table. They get started on chapter 12. And Dean can't help but ask if this is weird for Lane. They both agree that it is a little weird for both of them. And he says, well, I'm not sure if Rory told you to hate me or something. But Lane says, well, that's not Rory. He asks how she is. And Lane says, good. Well, good-ish. Less good than ish. He asks how much less. But then Lane says, we're breaking our agreement not to talk about Rory. Dean says, we didn't have an agreement not to talk about Rory. She goes, it was an unspoken agreement. And Dean says, well, it was really unspoken because nobody spoke it. I like that.
Yeah.
But Lane says, look, if we have to study together, then it would be better if we didn't discuss Rory. So they go back to studying. And Lane goes, she can't go into the market.
And he's like, why not?
And she says, because you're there. And he goes, not on Wednesdays. And she goes, already noted. And then she goes, can I ask you a personal question? Do you think you and Rory will get back together? And Dean says, yeah, let's get back to not talking about Rory. But as they're talking, you hear the outside door open and Rory walks in on that. And everyone is shocked. All three of them are just like, ah.
Yep.
And Rory's just like, oh, I should have called. I'm sorry. And runs out of there. And Lane gets up and runs after her and says, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I didn't think you'd want to know. Lane is trying to stop her and to apologize. And Rain. New combination, Rain.
It's bleeding over into Lane now.
Jesus. Rory says, look, you didn't tell me. Life goes on. I'm fine. I gotta go. And storms off.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I dropped a toy.
This is the uh-oh song. Uh-oh. Anybody? Miss Rachel? Anyone?
Sorry, I couldn't help it. It hurts. I don't know how to feel about all of that. I mean...
well, Rory was surprised and she doesn't want to be anywhere near Dean, so she left. So that was normal. Lane probably could have mentioned that Dean was her study part. Like, she probably could have just been like, yeah, I got assigned to work with Dean. It's going to be really awkward. She could have told her that.
I think she should have told her that. There's explanations later, but I think she could have been like, look, I got to work with Dean.
Yeah, right. Or something. Yeah.
Play into that a little bit. But Rory is upset. She runs off. We fade to the Gilmore house the next morning. Rory is in bed. Lorelai is just trying to wake her up, being her classic.
Being annoying.
Obnoxious.
Her classic obnoxious. She's being annoyed. I don't know. Over time, I keep being annoyed by her. I don't know why.
I think she's just trying to lighten the mood because she can probably tell that Rory's been in a funk. Right?
I know she has good intentions.
She has good intentions, but it's like, okay. She's trying to get Rory up and ready for school, and Rory is just reluctant and she's crabby. We haven't really seen her too much like this. And Lorelai suggests, hey, why don't you skip school just this once? Let's go shopping together and talk and go to the mall, and it might be nice. Maybe this will make Rory feel better since she's been in this funk about Dean. Mm-hmm. But Rory does not want to do anything with that, just in a crabby mood. We flash to Luke's. Lorelai has returned from her shopping trip with tons and tons of bags. And Luke sees all of this and he's like, what is all of this? This is crazy. Rachel is out running errands, so Lorelai presents what she got. After this whole long explanation, the first thing she got is a book from Barnes & Noble called Out of Africa. Apparently Rachel loved the movie but never read the book.
Perfect.
That is a good choice. And she also got Rachel a nice new leather camera bag since her old one seemed to be falling apart.
It's a nice gift too.
And Luke is like, well, this seems like it's right. So he accepts it. She did good. But he goes, okay, well then what's all this other stuff? Because that was just 2 out of 20 bags that were there. And she goes, well, timing is a beautiful thing. I'm at the mall. I found Rachel's gifts and I've had 2 cinnamon sugar pretzels. So I'm buzzed on the pretzels and jazzed on the purchases. And I walk through Bloomingdale's and there just so happens that there's this amazing sale in the men's department. And she bought Luke all of these things, shirts, pants, belts, and a suit for 40, 60, 70% off. Amazing deals. You got to shop the sales. She's like, yeah, the suit was 175% off.
The percentages just keep increasing.
It's so good. Luke is like, did no one at the mall notice you were going through some sort of psychotic episode? He goes, you weren't supposed to be shopping for me. And Lorelai says, well, I thought you might want something new to wear when you take Rachel out. He wants her to take everything back. But Lorelai is insistent that he try everything on. She's like, look at this blazer. It was 175,000% off. She's like, look, I know the lumberjack look will never go out of style, but wouldn't you want to be dressed like something else for once? And she's just going on about all the things she's bought. And she's like, it was 600,000% off.
Yeah.
And he's still insistent that you take everything back. And she's like chasing him around the diner to like try on the clothes. Pretty funny. Yeah. Then we flash to Chilton. We are in Mr. Medina's classroom. He is teaching, giving out assignments. But while he is lecturing, we see Rory. She's not paying attention. She's just staring longingly out the window. Paris notices this and taps Madeline and Louise to look, and they're kind of all like laughing at her, like, oh, she's staring out the window. Would that
get
really...
a life?
Yeah, it's like, really?
No, that wouldn't really happen. No one would actually like notice.
No.
Or care, unfortunately.
Maybe if she was like asleep or something.
Yes, if she actually like fell asleep in class.
But she's just like weird reversal of the mean girl where it's like, oh, you're not paying attention in class? Ha.
Yeah. What? No one would care.
No one would care. So Mr. Medina is giving out the assignment and notices Rory's not paying attention. He has to like get her attention and retell the assignment because she didn't hear it and then dismisses class. Paris goes up to Rory, noticing that she didn't take one note. And Rory goes, why do you care? Paris says, I don't. I'm just making observations. Rory goes, great. Well, build a dome over you and jam a telescope over your head. All right, Rory.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was good. That was a good comeback. But as Rory tries to leave, Mr. Medina stops her and wants to talk to her. Asks, how are you? You seemed a little distracted today. She just says, well, I didn't sleep well last night. But he says, no, you seem to be distracted for quite a while now. Rory says, my grades are fine. And he says, I'm not concerned about your grades. I'm concerned about you. And then says, look, Rory, I know you've been going through a tough time lately. And I just want you to know I'm here if you want to talk. She's like, a tough time? And he says, yeah, breakups are really hard. We've all been there. She goes, how do you know about that? And he says, your mom told me. Don't be upset at her. It just came out in one of our conversations. She was really concerned about you. And Rory's taken aback by this, like, wait, you've been talking to my mom since when? And he's like, oh, about 3 weeks. She's like, are you dating? And he's like, no, not really. We've just been talking. And we were talking about possibly having dinner this weekend. You didn't know anything about this, did you? Well, the look on your face makes perfect sense now. I didn't mean to spring this on you. I'm sure your mom was going to tell you soon. And Rory's like, yeah, sure she was. Okay, I got to go now. I'm going to miss my bus. And leaves. Okay, what the heck? Okay.
What are you? Stop. It's not your place.
Mr. Medina's being stupid. Why would he do that? Did Lorelai and Max talk about this, Rory's involvement? They haven't.
They clearly haven't, I think. Well, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been shown to us. So.
It hasn't been shown. Half of the reason they broke up the first time was because of Rory's boundaries and with school and this and that, whatever. So you would think that part of their conversations to see how to make this work would be like, how do we incorporate Rory in this? What makes sense? What doesn't, right? Like, I would think that was like would be a main focus of this.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
And so I'm sitting here being like, if I was Max and you find out later that like Lorelai hasn't told anyone anything, is she lying to him that she did tell Rory? Because why would you bring this up to Rory if you're not sure if Rory knows or not? Like, he's just assuming that Rory knows.
He just assumed that she knew, I guess.
But
here's what I think happened. He just assumed that she knew and then made a choice that makes no sense to talk to her after class and bring up the fact
about
that he's
her
talking
personal
to
life.
Yes.
It's like, you have been talking on the phone with Lorelai for 3 weeks. You are in no place to be like a friend and parental figure.
Yeah, like, he was trying to be, I can, if you ever need somebody to talk to, like, talk to me about stuff. It's like, no, I don't know. Like,
no, and that's weird too from a teacher's perspective. You're in school. You're in school right
like
now.
It's like,
so be professional. Don't say,
like,
hey, come talk to me about your personal life. No.
At school, that's not where you talk about that.
No, that's inappropriate. So I was upset about this whole thing. I'm like, it's no. Just
like, I think teachers, if you notice a student is like struggling with like something mentally health, like, I don't think it's inappropriate to approach them and be like, hey, are you okay? Like,
it's not.
Is there anything that I can do? Like, more in a more generic way, maybe.
I think I agree with that.
Would be appropriate
to be like, hey, I noticed you've been kind of struggling. Are you all right? And she says,
like that.
Yes,
it would be good.
That would be fine if she says, I'm okay. then you leave it at that.
Right.
Like, oh no, I haven't been sleeping well lately. Okay, make sure to get your rest or something and then move on. Like there's anything like, okay, don't be like, oh, I heard you had a breakup. No.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, what?
So that whole scene was like, it was weird.
Bad decision on his part.
Bad.
Bad.
We flash back to Luke's diner. Lorelai says, okay, come on. And you hear Luke from a back room say, I hate you very much. And Lorelai says, save the sweet talk for Rachel and get out here. You see that she's convinced Luke to try on the clothes. And she's like, oh, who is that? That doesn't even look like you.
No, it doesn't look like him.
It doesn't. He looks nice, though.
I think he looks nice. He looks like a totally different, like, personality, everything.
Yes,
like,
it is. He says he feels ridiculous. And she goes, that's because you don't have the belt on. So she grabs the belt and he puts it on and she's like, turn around. I need to make sure it all fits. There's a guy at the diner bar and he's like, hey, Fabio, I need some ketchup.
He does. He looks like a member of the Italian mafia. That's what he looks like in the outfit.
He does.
So literally the first thing I thought with the Fabio comment, I was like, okay.
Yeah, like, what about it?
What about it?
Throwing his shoulders.
Yeah.
What about it? But Lorelai is just fussing over him, telling him to try on the suit jacket again. And he goes, okay, so this is how you like your guys, huh? All GQ'd up. She goes, no, but just a little less casual. And he goes, you don't like casual. She says, I like casual fine. And he says, just not on me. And she goes, no, it just adds some variety. It's not, let's make a new Luke. Let's see another side of the old one. So Lorelai is just like fixing his belt. And at that time, Rachel comes in and sees the both of them. I mean, they're doing this in the middle of the diner. It's so weird.
This whole thing is weird. I'll wait.
We'll get to the
I'm going to tell you what I think about this whole thing.
Luke and Lorelai look up and they're like, oh, hi. Lorelai says, this is not what it looks like.
What did you think it looked like? That's exactly what I thought.
I'm like, okay. And Rachel says, it looks like you're dressing him. And Lorelai goes, then this is exactly what it looks like.
Okay.
It looks like, oh, there was a sale at Bloomingdale's. And and Lorelai goes, everything was 6 trillion% off. And he goes, how can you walk away from that, huh?
So awkward.
And Rachel's like, uh-huh. And Lorelai's like, okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, see you later. Bye, Rachel. And just leaves the diner. And Rachel's just left there staring at Luke like, what the heck?
Like, what was that?
What the heck is happening right now? And he's like, I'm gonna go change. And you could just see her face like, yeah, okay, please do.
Okay. First of all, you were sent to buy something specific with this person's credit card, and then you went and bought a bunch of other stuff that was not what was asked. That's the first thing that's like questionable.
Yeah.
Second thing, then you come back and then you're like, I bought you all these clothings. That's not something you do for like your friend.
Your guy
friend. It's just not. Like,
it's not.
It's just not. Like, maybe, like, if you found, like, a fun sweater or something like that. Like one item of, like, hey, I found this thing and actually it was really fun and it was on sale. Like, I just threw that in.
One thing.
And you can return it if you don't like it or something.
If she had bought one thing where I was walking by, I saw this, I thought she might like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. That's not, like, weird. But, like, all of the wardrobe stuff is, like, that's very... It's overly familiar. It's just like something you do when you're in a relationship with the person.
Your like, husband.
Like a serious relationship even. Like that's not even
a long-term partner.
Yes. Like that's not even like, oh, we've been on a couple of dates. Do you do that? Like, no, that's like
also weird.
That also would be weird. Yes, that actually would be maybe even more weird. That's like you've been with this person a long time.
Yes.
So it was like, that's weird. Just that. Then she wants him to be like trying it on and like modeling it and stuff. And it's like, no. In the middle of the shop? Like,
in the middle of the diner, in front of guests.
I mean, I guess that would be better than if she was like,
upstairs.
Let's go up to your... Yeah.
I thought that
let's
too.
Let's go up to your apartment and like, you try out all these clothes. Like, wait, what? That would be so weird.
That would be so weird.
At least that wasn't that, I guess.
But it would be worse if they were up in his apartment and he was trying on clothes. Like,
it's like so weird. I'm sorry.
But it's weird to be doing it in the diner. They're probably like, well, they can't go upstairs because that's like... weirdly intimate. Yeah. So we're going to be in the diner, but also like Luke would not be trying on clothes while the diner is open. Like, it's just crazy.
She could have stopped at like, I bought you these things if you want to wear something different out when you go out with Rachel. Like, here's this.
And then
which I still think would have been overstepping a little bit.
Yes.
But like, she could have left it there. But no, she had to make him try it on. And then be all like, let me make sure it fits.
And
let me
fussing
make sure this.
over him.
No.
You guys are not
stop.
that close.
You're not. Just stop. No, this is weird. This is
and he's in a relationship, and you need to like not be touching him like this.
You're both in a relationship, actually. Even if you think about it. Actually,
You're right.
I know Mr. Medina kind of just talking, but like,
no, you're right. She's
yeah. Like
they're both seriously talking to somebody right now,
like,
trying to make it go forward.
Don't be like fussing
fixing
over
his
this
belt.
And like, no. Rachel's reaction is 100% warranted.
Yes,
I
would be Rachel. What the hell is happening here right now?
What is going on right now?
And then Lorelai goes, "This is not what it looks like."
That made it even worse. She could have just immediately been like, "Uh-oh," like actually not even that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We've been caught. She should have turned around and been like, "Uh-oh."
Okay, what I was gonna say, and it came out not so. This was like explaining that she was helping him prep for their night out or whatever, like in some way.
She could have.
That's what I mean. Like, oh, you caught, like, not you caught us. Like you caught me. Like we were gonna surprise you. I was helping Luke surprise. I was helping Luke surprise you for your night out.
Yes,
which is what the framing actually was of what was going on. That was not explained to Rachel.
No.
That's what I was trying to say.
It's hilarious.
Like, uh-oh, you got...
Uh-oh.
It's even worse than it's not what it looks like.
Weird. It's so weird. And they just run. Everyone just disperses.
Yes.
And it's like,
oh my God. That whole awkwardness is not resolved by the end of the episode. And I will say now, it's going to come back because I know this show now. Someone's going to make a comment next time or in a couple episodes or something about that. I don't know when, but I think they will.
Okay. Putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
We flash to Stars Hollow, and Lane is waiting by the bus with coffees for Rory. Apology coffees, trying to make amends. Rory comes off the bus. They're talking a little bit, and Rory says, "Look, I'm a big girl, Lane. You don't need to protect me from things." And Lane says, "Look, I just didn't want to make you any sadder." And Rory says, "How is you telling me Dean is your partner going to make me any sadder?" And Lane says, I don't even want to bring up his name around you. I mean, have you seen your face when Dean is mentioned? You're not over this yet. Rory says, well, maybe I would get over it quicker if everyone weren't so busy trying to protect me from all the bad, scary things in the world. And they get into this argument, and Lane is just like, well, I was going to lie, but I have to meet Dean again, and I have to see him a few more times. And Rory says, great, thanks for the honesty. I'll see you when I see you, and storms off. And she throws the coffees in the trash that Lane bought her.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that, actually.
I was too. That was pretty
oh my gosh.
aggressive. By the way, coffee watch. It was earlier too, but also now.
I like it being like outside of like a typical coffee scenario, you know?
That's fair, yeah.
But at that moment, Lorelai is walking through town and sees Rory and comes up being like, where's Lane going? And Rory says, away. And Rory's just storming away from her. And Lorelai says, okay, you've been in this mood for a week now. And while I love the unexpected ups and downs of motherhood, I gotta say I'm getting tired of Goofus and I'd like my gallant back. I don't know what that's in reference to, but
I don't either.
It's something.
It's an old television show, probably.
Probably. And then Rory goes, you can't just say a normal sentence, just, hey, let's talk is too dull for you. And Lorelai goes, okay, hey, let's talk. Yes, Rory, you know what? Good. Yeah. Call her out.
I know.
Call her out on it.
I felt like that too. I'm glad you said something.
Yeah.
Say a normal sentence.
But Lorelai does get serious and says, okay, let's talk. And Rory goes, okay, about what? Oh, wait, I know. What about you and Mr. Medina?
Uh-oh.
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 Uh-oh. This is the uh-oh song. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Okay, the people that know are going to be very amused by this. And then the people that don't are be like, what are they doing?
I'm sorry. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back. Lorelai says, look, we're not dating. We've just been talking, and we just now decided to start dating. Rory says, why didn't you tell me? And Lorelai goes into this whole explanation about how when she was a teenager and she had a friend who broke up with somebody, and they got out of there, and she rubbed it in her face. And it's like, okay.
It's exhausting.
She's like, you've been so miserable about the breakup with Dean. I was just trying to give you some space, and I was just trying to protect you. Which, like, I get, but this is like, you're her mom, and you're talking to somebody, and it was, no.
Agreed.
Rory says, well, you should have told me. Storms off and then says, you know what? It doesn't matter because you're just going to break up again anyway. That's what you do best. You'll break up, you'll cry, you'll get back together, break up. It doesn't matter. I'd rather not have to keep track. So let me know when you're down to the final inning. Whoa. Rory is just calling people out today.
Yeah, she's done messing around.
Her patience is out. No empathy or sympathy's here. Get over it. And Lorelai is just like, okay, that is uncalled for.
Yeah.
And you need to apologize. But Rory just continues and she's like, whatever, I'm sorry. They're going home. But Lorelai needs to stop in Dozie's for light bulbs.
For some reason.
They're in the dark, apparently. Anyway, they need light bulbs. But Rory can't go in because it's not Wednesday, which means it's probably Thursday, which I point out for a specific reason.
Okay.
And Rory just says, I'll meet you at home, and storms off. And Lorelai goes into the store. We flash to Lorelai arriving home. She comes in, she calls out for Rory. She's like, all right, I'm ready for round 2. I bought silly string in case things get really ugly, but it's quiet in the house. And she keeps calling out for Rory, but doesn't look like Rory is home, and we don't know where she is. Then we flash to Emily and Richards. They are getting ready for an event. Richard goes, this is the 4th ridiculous gathering you've dragged me to this week. Emily says, I'm president of the board. I have to be there. Richard goes, saving the Boringini pansy. I don't even remember how he pronounces this. I think it's part of the ridiculousness.
Boringini pansy.
Some sort of random flower. He goes, whoever heard of such a thing? Emily says, it's a very rare flower that is rapidly disappearing from the face of this earth. And Richard goes, who cares? Who cares? Frankly, who the fuck cares about it?
He is like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I mean,
Yeah. But Emily goes, I'm the president of the Horticultural Society, so I have to care. Richard goes, the last thing I need to do is spend 4 hours being bored out of my skull by the same people I'll be bored out of my skull by tomorrow at the symphony fundraiser. I'll be dead tomorrow. I plan on flinging myself off the roof tonight, right in the middle of the opening speech. Okay, Richard.
Richard really doesn't want to go to this.
Let's settle down.
Maybe he needs to take a break from these society functions. Maybe. Can Emily just go by herself? Like, would that be unseemly? Like,
probably. Alone?
I'm gonna just start using like Bridgerton terminology, like
unseemly,
unchaperoned. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
She's like married
out in society. Yeah. Whoever heard of such a thing? Yeah, Richard clearly despises these events. Let him take one night off.
Yeah,
since this will be the fourth
one,
and there'll be another one tomorrow. So that's 5. It's the whole week. Every night you've gone to a function. That's a lot. Yeah. Like, that's fair. But during them arguing about it, the doorbell rings and Rory is at the door and it fades to commercial.
Yeah. And then it fades right back because we were watching on Netflix.
Yes. Rory's still at the door. And you see Rory took a cab to get there and is telling Emily that she had a fight with her mom and she just had to get out of there, had to get out of the house, out of the town. She just needed to go. And Richard is like being strange. I don't know. He comes over. He offers Rory a cocktail. It was weird.
Yeah.
Emily's like, Richard. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
He's like, I'm just a bit confused.
It's like, what? Okay. Rory says, oh, I'm so sorry you were going out. I should have called. I'm ruining your night. Emily says, you don't need to call. You are welcome here anytime. Richard is like, please don't be sorry. This is amazing. I don't have to go to this event anymore. You're here. You've interrupted our evening. Thank God. And you find out that Rory wants to stay the night. They're both happy to oblige. Basically, Rory doesn't want anything. She just wants some alone time and wants to go to bed. And it's fitting because Emily now has a room for her upstairs and she has pajamas for her up there and a sparkly pink toothbrush.
So during this scene, there's actually a quote that is a contender for my favorite quote of the episode that Emily says to Richard. He's like, I think she just needs some rest or something. She's like, how do you know that or something? And he's just like, I just know. And then she goes, oh, you're a mind reader now? How nice. We'll get you a turban and a little booth by the train station. Like, what? I was like crying. I was like, what?
She does say
Where
that.
did that come from? It's like one of those machines where you like see the future and you put
fortune telling.
Yeah, it's like a fortune. I'm sorry. I was like, what?
Yeah, like, what? Well, one of my lines that I like of his, Rory's leaving to go upstairs and Emily says, everything's going to be fine. And then she goes, Richard, say something encouraging. And he goes, Rory, I'm sorry you're upset, but I applaud your timing. And kind of gives like a cheers. Yeah. So funny. But Rory leaves and Richard is just like, what is all this about? And Emily just says she had a fight with Lorelai and she came here. I don't know what her facial expression is. Is she happy about the fight? She's happy Rory came there.
She's having an internal battle between being like really happy about it and also being like vindicated in some way.
Yes.
Like, there's like that's battling in her mind.
Yes.
And you can see it on her face.
Like, We flash to the Gilmore house and Lorelai is on the phone. She's very upset. She's calling Mrs. Kim and asking if Lane is there. And apparently Mrs. Kim doesn't know where Lane is. And Lorelai is like, really? The one time I need you to be crazy prison guard lady, you're all like, hey, man, whatever. It's fine. Suki arrives to tell Lorelai she can't find Rory either. Max arrives and he suggests that maybe it's Dean. And Suki says, I'll go and see if she's there. So Max is with Lorelai trying to calm her down and the phone rings and it's Emily. And she's telling Lorelai that Rory is there, kind of giving a play-by-play of what happened. Lorelai says, I want to talk to Rory, but Emily won't let her. Says that Rory seemed really upset and thinks that it would be a good idea if the two of them just had some space. Lorelai says, I'll pick her up after school. Emily's trying to come up with reasons as to why she shouldn't do that.
She's trying to like just keep her there.
Yes, forever.
Like she will now
She's
live
mine
here.
now.
Yeah.
And Lorelai just hangs up the phone. She's upset and tells Max that, okay, Rory's with my parents. And she's just going over like, I can't believe she left me to go there. We always used to be able to work this stuff out. Max is asking about why they were fighting, and he finds out it was about him. And he's trying to comfort her, but then is like, okay, can I ask you something? Why didn't you tell Rory about us?
Yeah.
Fair. And Lorelai kind of just making an excuse about Dean and such and didn't want her to feel bad and all those things. And he says, okay, fine, but you've told other people, like, I don't know, your friends, Suki? And Lorelai says, no, actually, I haven't. It just hasn't come up. Max finds this hard to believe. They've been talking for like 2 to 3 weeks, and he thinks that at some point it would have come up. And she's like, it's not something you just say out of the blue. Hey, Max and I are talking again. I was just waiting for it to come up naturally. He's not convinced. He's like, yeah, okay. But for me, it came up within like 2 days at 3 different times. Is there a reason you're not telling people that we need to talk about? But Lorelai assures him that no, there's no reason.
Okay. I'm not convinced either. Lorelai.
Dubious. We flash to the next morning. We're back at Emily and Richard's house. Rory comes downstairs for breakfast, is looking for her school skirt, and Emily is having it pressed for her. Emily's like, sit down. We have breakfast. We have eggs, fruit, toast, pancakes, blintzes. This is relatable. This has happened when we've stayed at relatives' houses.
Yeah. But it's fun.
In a good way, like where they're like, oh, we have eggs, toast, donuts, pancakes. What do you want?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, I don't know. You know, it's just funny.
Yeah. Also, there's usually not like a cook.
No.
I've never had that situation. Right. Don't they have somebody like,
yes,
like a maid or somebody like making all this stuff?
Yes. Not that.
No, at our relatives, it's always like, yeah, people just prep like everything possible for breakfast.
Yes.
You have like all the choices, which is like
very nice.
Like, you didn't have to do that. But it's fun.
It makes you think. We have eggs, toast, pancakes, donuts, bagels. What do you want? Fruit. They're like pulling out everything.
They're like pulling everything out of the
avocado toast. Like actively making. It's like I don't know. It's all right. Like no
cinnamon rolls are in the oven.
Yeah.
There's like this is over here. It's like this is. I don't eat this
Thank you. But Emily asks, what do you usually eat? And Rory says, I usually just eat a Pop-Tart. And Emily says, oh, that sounds great. Rosa can whip it up for you. Rory's like, no, it's okay. Eggs are fine. And Rory turns to Richard. He's sitting there reading the newspaper and asks what's new in the world today. And he goes, as usual, it's going to hell in a handbasket. Rory goes, well, it's nice you can have something to always count on. And he goes, it is at that.
That's the second time he's used that kind of like phrase.
Well, that was the other creepy guy was talking that way, remember?
Oh, it was the other creepy. I thought it was him.
No.
Oh, it was the
creepy guy be like, I did it that. I forget his name now.
Did it that.
I did it that.
Yeah. You're right.
Emily asks Rory if she slept well, but you can tell Rory, didn't. Obviously, she has a lot on her mind. And Emily tells Rory that Lorelai did call and told her what was going on. And Rory's concerned that Lorelai was mad, but Emily just says she was concerned. But Emily just changes the subject and they're asking about school and school lunches. Just kind of a nice morning of them asking about school and different things that she's working on. And it just seems like a nice conversation.
Yeah.
We flash to Luke's and Lorelai arrives to Luke. She's looking tired. Luke is like, geez, what happened to you? Okay, hi to you too. He's like, sorry, you just look bad.
Okay.
Why do people do that? You look tired. Random people that like aren't. And I'm like,
it's a classic story.
Thank you.
My life.
Can I tell one little
Yeah,
story?
I mean, yeah.
This was when I was pregnant. The company I was working at, there was a lady that worked there that was a little like, she just kind of said things as they were probably inappropriate, not really good for workplace environments.
Okay.
I was like a few months pregnant at the time. Yeah, I'm like tired and I don't look good because it's the beginning of your pregnancy and you're kind of just sick and like whatever. And I'm working in an office, so I never look good. Like when you're in the office, you get oily. Does that happen to you?
More so if I'm sitting in an office?
Versus not?
No.
Oh, that happens to me.
Really?
Yes. It's happened to me at my other job. I would be so oily at the end of the day. I don't know if it was like the air, the staring at the screen all day. I don't know what it is, but like that does not happen to me outside of the office. Anyway, and it was towards the end of the day and I'm walking back there by her cubicle and I'm just like talking to like the girls and stuff. And everyone's trying to guess if I'm having a boy or a girl. Classic. I was like joking with, I was like, everyone place your bets. What's it going to be? And she goes, I think you're having a girl because she looks like shit. Okay. Thank you.
That's like what?
Yeah. And then everyone was like, you look fine. I'm like, guys, it's okay.
It's okay. That's
that happened
annoying.
to me when I was pregnant. So
that's terrible. And now I'm like, did she say that because I don't know if you've heard this, that like supposedly like if you're more sick or something, like
you're having a girl.
Because
the girls
like
like
nausea
taking
or something.
Like your like.
I don't remember why. I just remember hearing
there's like
that
some like
point.
The classic like what are they called?
Old wives' tales.
Thank you. Yes, old wives' tales. Like, oh God, everyone tells you all the old wives' tales when you're pregnant.
It's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
It's like none of this is real. Stop telling me.
You're eating a bunch of meat. You're probably having a boy, or you don't like the smell of that. You're having this.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah. My favorite was our grandmother told me. It was something like if you like touch a part of your body when you have a food craving and then don't eat the food, then your baby will have like a birthmark in that spot or something. It was like so
oh my God.
It was so crazy.
Now that's like old,
I was like, what?
That's like old country Italy old wives' tales.
Yes.
Which are even more like
they
insane,
are so
off the wall.
Out there, like that is not that has no basis in any reality. I don't know where you got this.
Like old country Italy, old wives' tales are nuts.
Yeah.
They're nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway,
you look bad. It's okay.
Thanks, Luke. But Lorelai explained she didn't get much sleep last night because Rory and her had a fight and she ran away. And Luke is like, what? Where?
Oh my God. She's gone?
And she's like, it's fine. She's at my mother's. He's like, Jesus, throw that in first next time. You'll scare a person to death. And Lorelai's just explaining she drove back and forth, wondering if she should go get her or not. She's all confused. She's stressed out, but Luke reassures her Rory will cool off and come home. And Lorelai says, yeah, I know. It's just breaking up with Dean has been so hard on her. I just hate seeing her going through this. She's such a good kid. She's so nice to everyone. She cares about everyone, and she's walking around in this unbelievable pain. She won't talk to me. She won't tell me what happened. Luke goes, I'll tell you what happened. That Dean kid is a jerk, and he finally let her know it. Okay, Luke. Just so funny how aggressive he gets.
Yes.
And Lorelai says, I wish I could just pinch his head right off. And he says, I'll help. And she goes, I warned him when I first met him that if he hurt her, maybe I can key his car. And Luke goes, better yet, you can key Taylor's car and tell him Dean did it. And they're like, yeah, that'd be good. It's like, why is Taylor getting brought into this? It's just so funny. And he goes, even better, you can key Taylor's car, tell him Dean did it, and tell him that Dean littered and walks his dog without a leash.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what?
Where's Taylor? Apparently bothered you today. It's just funny. Lorelai's like, yeah, we'll run him out of town. And then Lorelai is just like, all right, I should go. And notices that Luke is wearing the new belt. Is that the new belt I bought you? All right.
Okay.
All right, Lorelai.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to be keeping like, okay, just go now.
Just leave. But anyway, Luke reassures her that Rory will be home soon. So Lorelai leaves Luke's and is walking past Dosie's Market and spots Dean inside. She's kind of like walking back and forth outside, leaving, coming back, not sure if she should go in and confront Dean, but she eventually does. She goes in and goes up to him and says, hey, you got a minute? I just want to tell you that I think you're scum. You're going to be hard-pressed to find another girl as fantastic as Rory. She's beautiful, she's smart, and she did not deserve to be treated that way by you. And he goes, treated what way? And Lorelai just continues. She says, I thought you were a good guy. I thought you were going to make her happy. I'm such an idiot. I thought you were a good pick, but I was wrong, and I hate to be wrong. wrong. And Dean just goes, you know what? I am sick and tired of everyone blaming this thing on me. You and this whole stupid town looking at me like I'm a criminal. I say I love you, and she just sits there, and I'm the jerk. I'm the bad guy? Lorelai goes, what? And he goes, you know what? Fine. Think what you want. I don't care. Just leave me alone. And Lorelai just leaves. Dozies.
First comment. Can you imagine this happening in high school where like your mom goes and like confronts your ex-boyfriend in like their like part-time job? I would like die.
Oh my God. If I was Rory, I'd be like, that? You did like, what?
You did what? Like,
that is so embarrassing.
I would die of embarrassment. I would literally die of embarrassment.
So embarrassing. Because he's going to tell people at school. People are going to know about this. Like, she was in the market. Everyone saw it. You know, it's like... also, if you're Dean, like, all right, good thing I got out of that family.
Yeah, also that. Yeah, and then the flip side, imagine that you get confronted by your ex's mother after a breakup. You're like at your part-time job and your ex's mom shows up and starts like
you're scum.
You're scum. Like, what the heck is happening? Like, I would be like scarred for life.
That would be scary.
It would be.
You know what? This is almost a like spooky 16. Moment.
It kind of is.
It's kind of spooky. You're 16 or 17, like around that age. Your ex's mom just approaches you at your job. You haven't confronted her. You haven't said anything to her. You haven't provoked her in any way.
Just out of nowhere, this person shows up
and like, you're scum.
Starts
harassing you.
Yeah.
Like, avoid at all cost. X with your fingers.
Yet another thing Lorelai has done that is just weird. Like, I can't believe that she did this. And I know that they wanted to set up a way for her to find out about the whole like love thing that happened, but like,
she could have done it a little differently. But yeah, wow. We flash, we're at Emily and Richard's, and the doorbell rings, and Lorelai is there, and she's just like, where is she? And Emily's like, oh, I haven't had time to prepare her for this. And then starts giving Lorelai like a play-by-play about every step that happened from like last night to this morning to now, since Rory's arrived back at the house. It's almost like when you have like a baby, you drop them off like at a sitter's or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, so he drank a couple ounces, then he played over here, then he ate a little bit of this, then he laughed, then he cried, then he did. It's like, okay. It was like that type of thing. They arrive at the bedroom door, and Lorelai's just like, okay, that's enough. Please let me go talk to Rory alone. She enters the room. Rory's surprised to see her, and Lorelai goes, okay, so I thought when you said see you at home, you meant our home. Rory apologizes. They start to make up, and Rory says, look, I don't know what happened. I just snapped. I got sick of everything, and basically, I just needed to get out of town. Lorelai says, so you picked hell? And just really quick, in the background, you can just see this like golden framed picture of Justin Timberlake like in between them. It's just really,
I didn't notice.
You didn't see that? Oh, no. It's like so obvious. Like, because she has like her NSYNC posters up, I guess. But I didn't see this the last time. But there's like just like a picture of Justin Timberlake like in a golden frame.
I didn't notice that.
It's so good. I love it. I was like, I want it. Wait a minute.
To be like,
you have one.
Yes, I had a little like, it wasn't like a wall poster. It was like in a plastic stand, like an 8x11 paper poster of Justin Timberlake that was signed
by him. You too. You have that.
Yeah, it's probably still there in the closet.
I'll post that
from high school.
Yep. Yes. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that now. Oh my god.
Yep.
But anyway, I was like, all I can see is Justin on the wall. But Lorelai says, look, the need to run away is a feeling I'm very well acquainted with, but we need to be able to talk always, no matter how upset we get with each other. And she goes, look, Rory, tell me what happened with you and Dean. And Rory still insists that she does not want to talk about it. But Lorelai says, I do, and gives into the fact that she may have had a little chat with Dean. Yeah, there he was stacking cookies, and I'm railing on him about what a great kid you are and how it sucked that he dumped you. And then he said that he told you that he loved you, and I started feeling a little stupid. And Rory admits that he did say that, and she didn't say anything. She didn't know what to do. She didn't want to hurt him. She just got scared and sat there. Lorelai goes, I understand. I'm still learning this stuff too. And since I'm still learning, I think I haven't thought enough about what I'm supposed to be teaching you. And is talking about her own personal lack of commitment skills. And I don't necessarily want you to be like me. I would hate to think that I raised a kid who couldn't say I love you. And she's not talking about Dean specifically, but just in life. Goes on this hypothetical scenario. She were to date Taylor Hanson, and they're going back and forth because Rory's like, what? Why am I dating him? How did I meet him? It's like, okay.
That's not the point.
Not the whole point. The point is that it's scary to be in love. She wants Rory to be able to experience it when it feels right. She wants Rory to be ready for that when it happens. And Rory says, are you ready for when that moment happens?
Whoa.
Every time Rory's like, what about you, huh?
Yeah.
Have you talked to Max? Are you ready?
Are you over Max?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you gotten over these things in your life?
Not about me, okay? But Lorelai says, I'm working on it. They flash to Lori. Lori returns. Lorelai and Rory are leaving. Rory's thanking her grandparents for letting her stay there and is giving them hugs. Says, okay, we'll see you tomorrow night. Emily confirms at 7 o'clock. And Lorelai goes, oh, really? I wasn't sure.
Oh, is it 7? Really? Didn't know
really?
It was
7? I didn't know. They say goodbye. And then it's just Emily and Richard again. This is why I pointed out what day it was the other day, because this doesn't add up.
Oh, wait. There was something that indicated that it was Thursday, but now it's Thursday because they're going to see them tomorrow night.
It's Thursday, but technically it is already Friday. The whole day has passed. Like when they were at the market, she's like, it's not Wednesday. I can't go in there because Wednesday was the day before, so it was Thursday.
Then but now a day passed and they're pretending like it's still
Thursday, but it's Friday. Anyway,
plot
just
holes.
Some plot holes I noticed. Flash the car ride home. Rory and Lorelai are talking, and Rory says, I was almost tempted to see if she could make a Pop-Tart. And they're just chatting a bit, and then Rory says she wants to be dropped off. They're outside of Lane's. And we see Rory go to Lane's, and they make up, and you can see them giving each other a nice hug. Back at the Gilmore house, Lorelai arrives home and calls up Max. She has her address book. He answers the phone, and she says, okay, now I'm starting with the A's. First up is Richie Andrews. He's either a second cousin on my mother's side or the guy who regrouted the bathroom, but either way, I think he's going to be thrilled to hear about us. And he's like, what? And she goes, after I've called everyone in here, I'm going to spread word at the inn. I thought I'd put little notices in everyone's room. Welcome to the Independence Inn. Max and Lorelai are back together. She goes, the internet, let's go global. She's just saying like,
she's going to tell everyone.
I'm going to tell the world. And I'm laughing like, yeah, this was before the time of Facebook where you could be Facebook official.
Facebook or Facebook official.
But in that way too, I'm like, kind of why I think people like this show though. It's before the time of the internet in a way. I mean, the internet
social
exists
media.
And social media.
And there's something like refreshing about the time when people didn't have to deal with all of that.
Yeah, and like we weren't always so connected and just like there's like a peacefulness almost to it. I think this show captures that a lot and you feel that when you watch it. And I think that's part of why this is such like a people keep coming back to it and the feeling of it. Just made me think of that when she said
that's a really
it's like
good point.
It's before all that time. So it's just nice. Max is excited. They're excited. They say goodnight to each other. And Lorelai does follow through with calling up Richie Andrews. We don't really hear what she says, but it fades to the credits. And that was episode 20. Oh my God. We have one episode left.
I know. I can't believe we got through the whole almost the whole season already. Like, I'm really excited.
We did it. Almost. We haven't done it yet, but we kind of almost did it. I know. I'm excited for you to see the season 1 finale. I really, really am.
Can I ask you if this show is one where something big usually happens in the season finale?
So you have asked me this before.
Oh.
And I said, no, there's usually something in the season finale. Does it leave you with a little bit of a cliffhanger? And I said, it can. Things can get resolved, but big things can happen.
Okay.
This is the big prediction episode.
This is a big prediction time. Because the finale's about to happen.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, this episode didn't exactly really clue me into what's going to happen in the finale. Really. Very much at all.
It did not.
So, like, I can kind of tell, like, there wasn't anything, like, that was obviously, like, this is going to be something finale big.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the other parts of the recap first. Okay, fashion. At the beginning of the episode, Lorelai's wearing this cool dress with these, like, cutouts in it. I don't know. I wrote that down. I thought that was kind of a different than her normal style.
Yeah.
And I noticed it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I like that.
I liked her green corduroy jacket that she wears at the end.
Okay. You know I love a corduroy jacket in this show.
Corduroy jacket. Yeah. I know I've been talking a lot about being in a pastel life right now, but I also am in love with this color green she has And I've been wearing more of that color green as well. It's like a wintry green. There's a lot of shades of green out there. But
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at that. Yes, that is true for every color. Yes.
Green is a little trickier, though. There's a lot of weird green shades.
Wait, seriously?
I feel like that's a thing with green. Yeah.
I'll have to ponder this.
Ponder that. Anyway, I am loving that corduroy jacket. I would wear that right now.
Okay, spooky moments.
Okay, my initial contender was Mrs. Kim popping out and scaring Dean when he enters the Kim house and her just being like, I see all, and like being kind of creepy. That was one contender.
What's your other contender?
It became Lorelai approaching Dean and being like, you're scum.
Lorelai confronting Dean in the store. Yeah.
Which, after us discussing, I think might be it. Do you have other contenders?
I think so. No, I did write in my notes reverse stalking, also because as we were talking, that came up. But it's just a funny thing. But that's not really a spooky
reverse
moment.
Stalking,
I think the confrontation of your ex's mother confronting you in the store
at your place of work.
At your place of work and calling you scum. Yeah, that part. That's the spooky moment.
It's a little spooky. Yeah, I think so.
What about wholesome moments?
I think potentially the conversation Lorelai and Rory had at the end. They kind of make up at the end and feel better. But what I really enjoyed, I think, and was really wholesome, was Rory having breakfast with her grandparents.
Oh, yeah.
It just was like, they were excited for her to be there. They're just having light conversation about school and life and whatever. And I really enjoyed that.
That's true. Yeah, just something about the whole just like overnight stay with the grandparents in general, like Rory and the grandparents. There was like a wholesomeness to that. And it was just like nice. Okay. Quote of the episode. My first one is, oh, you're a mind reader now? How nice. We'll get you a turban and a little booth by the train station. Okay. Second one is, you can't just say a normal sentence, right? Just, hey, let's talk is too dull for you.
That's actually really good. Oh, wait, why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because she's like being mean to her mom.
She is, but it's like vindication for us.
Yeah, it's vindication for us. Like, why does she keep making all these weird jokes all the time? Rory just like calls her out on it.
Yeah. What I actually really liked was Luke saying, you can key Taylor's car, tell him Dean did it, and tell him that Dean littered and walks his dog without a leash. And like, just in context of like, just like for some reason, all of a sudden Taylor gets brought up in this. And like, she's like, yeah, let's get back at Taylor while we're at it too. And it's just like, what?
Yes, that was very good. All right, so predictions.
Yeah.
Where do I start? Okay. Rory and Dean need some closure. I don't think they have closure yet. He's still around. He's talking to Lane. Stuff's getting brought up. Are you guys going to get back together? And he's like, he doesn't say no. He just says, I don't want to talk about it. He just changes the subject, which I thought was interesting. Thought it was interesting.
Took note of that.
I took note of that. Their whole breakup was based off of a lack of communicating something. It wasn't based off of something actually like bad happening. I don't know how to explain this. Like their whole breakup was like he loved her. So like it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, when you stop and think about it, it's like, wait a minute. They broke up because he said he loved her. Rory didn't say I didn't love you. She just didn't know what to say.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's leaving things too unresolved. And she's just thinking about him all the time. So I don't know what exactly will happen. I'm just saying that there's going to be some type of like a resolution, and that resolution, and maybe you're going to make me pick, but that resolution might be like, yes, we really shouldn't be dating right now. Like, and it's actually done.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's going to be like, actually, I think I do love you. And they're going to keep dating for a while. Guessing one of those two things. Julia's laughing. Maybe I'm totally off base right now. I just feel like there's been a lot of like, this is not Dean's going to be around. This is not, I don't know. It's not over. I mean, he was all over the place in this episode. Like
Yes. Okay. Before you move on from Rory, what about Tristan?
I don't care about Tristan. I'm just kidding.
So the last thing you left off with Tristan was you're like, nothing's gonna happen with them. You still feel that way? I mean, he hasn't been brought up, but he's a contender in this. He has a stake in the game. You know what I mean? He's like,
yes, he's a contender. He's a contestant.
He is at this point a male suitor for Rory.
I still don't think they're going to get together, no matter what happens.
Okay.
I'm still pretty firm on that. He might try something or try to talk to her or something, maybe, but I don't know. I don't see them getting together.
Yeah.
Also because it's a finale, and if they want to do something like cliffhanger-y, somebody new could come out of the picture. There could be somebody totally new that just shows up and is in the mix, and that could happen next episode.
It could.
I could also see that happening, but at the same time, I feel like it's less likely because they haven't closed. That's what my point. There hasn't been like closure with her and Dean, or with her and Tristan. Really, like I don't think there's been full closure of like we're moving on.
We
from
need
this.
closure in some way in Roy's relationship.
Yes,
whatever that is.
Second thing, all this stuff that just happened with Rachel's birthday, that's gonna come back.
Sure.
Is it gonna come back next episode? It could. It very well could.
Okay. Now we're on to Luke and Rachel, Luke and Lorelai, Lorelai and Max. We've got sort of
a three-sided square.
There's a triangle.
No. What I meant. Okay, let me clarify what I meant.
Like a
A
shape
square.
with 3 sides. Not a square, but it has 3 sides. I think that's called a triangle.
No.
But it's not a love triangle.
Because because those points aren't the
I know what you're saying. We have a square.
Rachel and Max Medina have nothing going on. So it's not a love square.
It's like it's Max and Rachel are here on the bottom, and then you draw a line up to Lorelai and Luke, and then you draw a line across. So it's like
that's what I'm saying.
It's like a
flat
arch.
A flat arch. You mean just like a doorway? It's like a doorway. It's not a closed shape. It's 3 lines, okay, everyone? It's just 3 lines. There's no shape. That's what we have here.
Flat arch. Sorry. Okay.
I'm really crying. Yeah. Well, how crazy would it be if Rachel and Max Medina got together? Oh my god. Holy shit.
These are the off-the-wall predictions.
No, okay. I don't know what the heck is going to happen. I'm so just guessing here. Okay, so
yeah, just give me go.
I'm just going to guess. Okay.
Rachel and Luke. What's happening?
Rachel and Luke.
Next episode.
They break up.
Okay.
Because their relationship isn't super stable right now anyway. She could decide to leave at any time on a whim.
Okay.
I don't know that she's not going to do that.
That's fair.
And this whole thing with that she walked in on the Laura, I don't know. Yeah. That's going to come back next time. She's going to get annoyed and then she's just going to be like, nah, and then leave. I don't know. That's going to happen.
Okay.
And then Lorelai is going to be comforting Luke when that happens. And then they're going to make out. Then Max Medina's going to walk in and it's going to be drama. Maybe that's going to happen. How's that for a prediction?
Wait a minute. You think they're going to make out next episode? Luke and Lorelai? That means you're going
No, but I don't think they're going to get together, though.
When you say get together, what are you saying? Are you saying
like they're dating?
They're dating? Okay.
Yes. Okay, yes. Let me clarify.
Let's clarify some things. Like people can there's like, we're making out, we're sleeping together.
There's like those different like phase of things. Okay.
Layers.
I don't think she's going to be dating Luke by the end of the finale.
You think they might kiss each other?
I think they might kiss each other.
Okay.
That's the maximum.
And so what do you think's going to happen next episode with Lorelai and Max?
I just don't see their relationship lasting a really long time. I don't know why. I just feel like something bad would have to happen for them to break up right now.
Yeah.
So the only bad thing that I can think of happening is like somebody like cheats.
Sure.
But I'm maybe packing too many things into one episode right now. But that would create a lot of drama.
That's true.
For a television show. That's all I'm saying. If that doesn't happen, then I think she and Max are going to be on good terms and they're going to continue. They're going to be dating. The only bad thing that could happen next episode between them is she messes up and does something with Luke.
Okay. I want to watch the next episode with you. I think I should do that. We should watch it together if we can.
We should.
All right. You think Luke and Rachel are breaking up.
I do.
You think there might be a kiss between Luke and Lorelai.
Yeah, I guess I have to go big or go home. They're going to be emotional for some reason, and that's going to happen. But then they're going to be like, this was a mistake.
Does Max know about it or not?
You know what? I was thinking that he would know about it, but now I'm thinking that's maybe too much for one episode, so maybe he doesn't know. Maybe things are going well with them.
That could be a cliffhanger.
And he doesn't know.
Okay.
I like that.
All
No,
right.
that sounds right. That feels right.
Okay.
That feels right. I'm going to place my bets.
Yes, place your bets. Place your bets.
Place my chips on that they have a mistake kiss. And then and Max Medina doesn't know about it. To all he knows, everything's great between the two of them. So what about Lane's relationship? Will that guy call her? I hope so.
About much as we can say about that. I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so excited to watch the finale.
All right, guys. That was episode 20. And next we'll be watching episode 21, season 1 finale, Love, Daisies, and Troubadours.
I'm so excited. Thanks so much, everyone, for listening. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to us on whatever platform you are listening on.
And if you want to support our show, hit us up on buymeacoffee.com/sistersinstarshollow. The link is in every episode description.
Until next time,
keep the coffee flowing.